Tired of sitting on the sidelines watching opportunities pass you by? You know you have what it takes, but something's missing. It could be doubt, confidence, or fear that you're not representing your best self. Whatever it is, it stops now. It's time to align your passion with your purpose and seize the opportunities that await you. I want to see you get back in the game. So join me and my expert guests as we talk all things image, branding, and a bit of entrepreneurship. So if you're ready to gain insightful tips, tools, and strategies to help you amplify your presence and define your impact for greater success, sit with us as we talk about it. Welcome back to the Image Connection Show, where we go beyond the surface of image, branding, and a bit of entrepreneurship to help you elevate your life and your career for greater success. I'm Jenny Dewberry, your host, a certified international image consultant, brand strategist, speaker, and trainer. And today we're talking about etiquette, all things etiquette. And with me, I have an etiquette expert, Rachelle Logan. Rachelle is a retired federal Navy officer of over 20 years. Rachelle, I want to make sure I get this right. She has written 6 books and she's working on 2 more. She is a contributor or has been a contributor to Southern Living magazine articles on the topic of etiquette. And she also teaches others etiquette, young professionals in all etiquettes. Thanks for having me. Thanks for being with us, Rachelle. I'm all over the place this morning.
Thank you. That's
Thanks for
okay.
being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a
And
pleasure. It is such a pleasure. I
good to see you
remember
again.
you too. You too. I was just going to say, I remember when we met, and I was taken in by you and your presence. So etiquette, I know, is something that you not only teach, but it's something that you exude. You live
Yes.
it. You live
Yes.
it. And so I did want to go and talk about this, your dance connection path. So you used to be in a group or a dance on a
I
TV
was
show.
one of the, yeah, it was a show in Washington, D.C., sort of when Soul Train ended.
Mm-hmm.
D.C. started their own dance show called Dance Connection. And a friend of mine was like, you have to come. Because I always thought I could dance. So
Uh-huh.
I got selected and it was a whirlwind and I even got to host one of the shows. So that
Good.
tells you how communication skills can help you in areas that you have no idea. But I
Absolutely.
actually co-hosted a show and the host, instead of Don Cornelius, it was Moon
Mhm.
Man. And Moon Man was just, I mean, and I knew to stand there with my poise and posture and clearly
Mhm.
speaking. It was only probably 40 seconds of talking, but it was my little area that I was really proud that I knew how to do those things. I knew posture,
Sure.
I knew voice clarity, I knew all of that was important at
Mhm.
that moment.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was fun. And I also was on the QC morning show and it was live. So
Okay.
there were no do-overs.
Like
And
this.
yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
had to pull out of my bag, poise, posture, voice
Mhm.
clarity, no ums, no ahs, things like that,
Yeah,
because there are no do-overs when you're live.
that's
So, but
right.
but most of my training for that came from in the military. I was a Navy spokesperson in public affairs, and most of the time I was on the news,
Mhm.
CNN, and all those places. So there was no error. There was no time for errors. There was no
Right.
do-overs, and so I took that, turned it into a business where I help adults and youth.
Okay.
And yeah, I admire your business because people can see you on the outside and look at your image. But where
Mhm.
you and I connected was the fact that you teach them how to look, I teach them how to act.
That's right. That's right.
So
Yeah.
that was why we sort of, hit it off so well
Mhm.
because your image is so because that's the first thing they see is you.
Absolutely.
They see you before they hear you.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
that's where we connected.
An image, it goes, like you said, it's the first thing that others see, But
Yes.
again, it goes so much deeper than
Oh,
the
yes.
exterior.
Oh,
The
yes.
internal and the outer, must match. It has to be
Absolutely.
aligned. They have to be aligned. And so again,
Absolutely.
yeah, when I spoke with you, when I was on your show, your,
Yes.
you have
Yes.
your own talk show. What's the name
Yes.
of it? Rachel
It's the
Logan?
Are You Ready? It's Are You Ready? The Are You Ready show. And now it's a podcast on YouTube.
Nice.
So, but I did for almost a year and a half. I had a radio station on WDRB Media, and that's where I had you. But people started saying, hey, we want to see who you're talking to.
Yeah, it's
And,
important.
radio is not as popular because most of the time with DJs, you already know what they look like.
True.
Every morning, Steve
Hmm.
Harvey's and all those people. But when you're on a radio show now and people are not familiar with your guests, then that's when everybody kept saying, look, do a podcast instead. So that's when I transferred over to
Yes.
do a podcast. I have our show on the podcast as
Oh, do
well.
you?
So,
Oh,
yes,
nice. I have to
yes,
take a look. And
yes,
visibility is important. In
yes. Oh,
today's
yes,
time, you have so many people that are using different tags as to who they are and what they do, but
yes, yes,
people want to see that you
yes.
you are capable. They want to
Exactly.
see that you're credible, and they want to
Right,
know that you're giving me this information.
right,
But what are you looking like, or
right,
how are you
right.
presenting yourself? And it's important. So visibility is key. It's
Yes,
paramount.
it
So I'm glad
is.
that you did, transition over to YouTube, which is
Yes,
great. It's great. Yeah. And as
yes.
you know, I've been doing this for since July now. So you're
Wow. Okay.
my ninth guest. And so while it's nerve wracking, I
Uh,
knew that nerve wracking and pleasurable all at once.
yeah, yeah. I'm
That's
having a ball. I'm having a
how-
ball because when I have guests on, you giving them a platform to tell their story,
yes.
which is not normal. People interview people that they want to have on because it's going to get them likes and clicks or whatever. But I'm giving people an opportunity to tell their story
Yeah. And like,
because it's going to inspire somebody somewhere.
yeah,
And I, that's all I'm using the platform for is to say,
right.
hey, you have something that my audience needs. So
And
tell them.
tell them about it. Tell them about
Tell
it.
them
And which is
about
what,
it. Right,
yes,
right.
yes. And which is why I started this show, just for that reason, not to build or get money or get
Right,
clicks. I did it
right.
because I know there's a need out there for the experts that I
Absolutely.
bring on here. There is a need for the information, and
Right, right.
one shouldn't have to pay for every small
I
detail of what
know.
they need
I
in their
know.
life or in their business. People should be willing, because we needed it before. We've needed it. People should be
Yes,
willing to give information
yes.
freely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because
Freely.
and what I'm teaching is life skills. You
Yes,
can't put a price on that.
absolutely not.
I mean, only time I charge when I have a large class or something like last weekend, I had 22 mother daughters doing table manners and etiquette.
Oh no, good.
And it was the best class because these little girls and most of the moms had never heard of formal dining
Yeah,
and knew the difference between American style and continental style. They because who's teaching us?
that's right.
You think
No
about
one.
who's teaching us? Nobody.
No one. Yeah, nobody's
So
teaching us that.
these 7 and 8 and 9 year olds got a lesson that they will never ever forget.
That's right.
And one of them kept saying, I can't wait to go to school. I can't
Oh,
wait to go to school because now she
yeah.
knew about putting the napkin in her lap. She knew how to hold her fork and her knife and her utensils, what they're for, how they're used, what to do with them
Mhm.
when you're finished. I
Yeah,
mean, who else is going to teach them this?
no
Because
one.
the schools definitely are not teaching them anything like this. And these are just basic life skills.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. And the excitement that comes with learning something new that they
Oh
can
my God.
carry with them, not at just that moment, but it's like you said, it's
Yeah.
going to go with them through the rest of their lives. They'll
Right. Even
always,
even the moms, even the
even the
moms were
moms,
just
yeah,
they were so
even as
excited. They
well.
had more fun than the little ones,
Yeah, yeah.
so
So you teach young young people. Who else?
yes.
What is your? I don't know. What is your? Who is your audience? Who else is your
Right
audience?
now, I have a monthly public speaking program that I call Next Generation Speakers,
Mm-hmm.
starting at 7 to 15. And next week will be my third class doing that because I did it during the summer just to give children an opportunity to learn how to ask questions in class. How do
Yeah.
they get up in front of the class and speak and do their reports? How do
Mm-hmm.
they approach a teacher? How do they interact with other students? I taught them introductions and greetings because a couple of them were going to high school.
Good.
And so I had a class, and the next class got bigger. The ones coming up, I had to close it
Mm-hmm.
down because
Oh
um,
wow.
right now I'm using my studio here. I've transformed it into a classroom. But so I talked to a couple restaurants in the
Mm-hmm.
area, and they're going to allow me to use their spaces because they appreciate what I'm doing. They're really, I mean, they're like, we've never heard anybody wanting to use our patio to teach. And I said, well, I don't drink, I don't, but I eat, so.
Right. We all do that. We all do that.
But
Yes.
yeah, they were very appreciative at the fact that somebody's actually wanting to use a space to teach children.
Yeah.
And like I
Important.
said, it's called Next Generation Speakers. My class is full for next Saturday. And what I want to do is sort of set it up like Toastmasters, where every month I'll have people come in and talk to these young people
Yes.
about finance, about all types of things that they're going to need in life. How to fill
Mm-hmm.
out a resume, how
Yeah.
to, even at 8 years old, just give them the basics.
And
Give
they'll
them,
and it'll grow from there. It'll grow from
yes,
there.
yes,
Even if they're not, continuously getting this from
right,
other sources,
right,
you've planted that seed and
yes,
you keep that
yes,
interest. So they'll look for it and they'll take
yes,
it for themselves, many to learn it on their own.
yes. And the way they are accepting this information is remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of them didn't know about proper breathing when you're speaking. They didn't know some of the gestures that they were doing. Some of them, how children are, they want to move
Yes.
around.
Fidgeting,
And
yeah.
I told her, I said, you're a better dancer than I am, but when you're speaking, we have to be still. This was like an 8-year-old. But
Yes.
then I taught them how to deal with anxiety when they're speaking.
Oh,
I
that's
let
good.
them get in front of the group as if they were in a classroom. So we sort of tackled basic things that most humans go through.
Yeah,
We all go through speaking
we do.
anxiety. We all
We
go
do.
through being nervous. But at 7 and 8, when you learn how to deal with those issues, I told them you're only going to get better.
That's it.
You're only, because I have a bell every time they said the word and they were holding their mouths, and because then they became aware of just how many times they say it.
We say
And
it
by the
more than
right,
we
and
realize.
exactly. And so when by the end of class, none of them were saying it. And I was giving them impromptu
Good.
type topics to talk about. And every time one of them would get ready to say it, she would do something. I said, all I wanted you to be is aware that you say it so much. You should have seen they cut it out 75% at 8 years old.
Yeah.
Now she's aware, okay, I really don't need to say this because Lady Rochelle said it was, filler words, and and I was amazed at how much they learned in that 1 hour and a half class.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I've been doing a lot of tea parties with adults, doing a history of the tea party, and because people like dressing up.
They do.
I didn't real I mean people, and we miss that. We
Love it.
miss
We
that.
miss it.
And so I've been doing that and also joining forces with other nonprofits. They're bringing me in to teach the children, and they each tell me the same thing. Hey, this is the missing link.
It
This
is.
is what we've taught them how to do this. We've taught them artwork. We've taught them this, but behavior, just
Behavior.
simple things like behavior and etiquette and manners, things like that is what they did not realize they even needed, but
They do.
realize now how important it is because
That's right.
we all need it in every
We all
aspect
need
of
it.
our lives. Mhm.
as adults, as children, and it's good
Yes.
that you're starting with the child because civility has really gone out the door. There
Oh
is
my
no more
gosh.
manners and etiquette, just simple kindness, which
Yeah.
is an extension of etiquette. It's gone. So for
Yes.
you to be grabbing these young people and just
Mhm.
pouring into them, and I love it. I love the idea of that. And pouring into them. And again, the parents are learning from them.
Mhm.
And so that
Oh
there
yeah.
is going to transcend into community.
Absolutely.
Someone sees
Absolutely.
them doing it. Oh, I wonder
Yes.
where they've been, where they're learning this, and then they're coming back to you, and so it allows you to just do your part to make us a more civilized, kind,
Exactly.
respectful, society. Because again, it's almost gone.
It is. And I
Mhm.
would I would go to my son's school when we were in Maryland, and the teachers would say, "We can tell the children that you taught, as opposed to this third grade, as opposed to the other set third grade.
Yeah.
Same ages, same grade, but with just an hour and a half or an hour worth of
Wow.
teaching, it may, and this carried them through high school
I believe it. Yeah.
because they learned simple, basic, like you said, humility. They
Mm.
learned respect, discipline, self-confidence,
Yes.
and you never lose that.
No.
You don't, you, that's not something that you lose, like you learn the lyrics to your favorite song.
Right.
Anytime you hear it, you're going to sing it from
Yeah.
beginning to end.
Right.
And that's
That's
what I'm trying to instill in them and give them tools that they can remind themselves, this is right, this is wrong, especially discipline. That's something that uh, is non-existent in
it
a lot
is.
of places.
It is.
And it really, and me with my military background and with a mother and a father that strict as I don't know what. My mother, 85 years old, I'm still scared of her, and I
Oh
keep teaching
yeah.
her about that
That's
because
right.
she still got that look. Now
Yeah.
the
And
grandkids
respect.
and everybody else, the grandkids are terrified. They, yes ma'am, because I teach them, when you walk into a room, you speak.
That's right. My dad
And
is big on
I,
that.
right, right.
Yeah. My dad is big on
Our
that.
parents taught us that, but no one is teaching them to teach their children.
Right.
So, and it's so funny. Get up and offer your seat to a lady. What?
They don't know.
Yes, if a
Chivalry is
lady wants it, they don't. And I told them, I said, I don't blame you. I always tell my students, I cannot blame you for not knowing. I said, but I will blame you after today
because now
because
you know.
you're gonna know. Now you know.
Now you know, as they
Yep.
say. Now you know. Yeah, this is good. This is good, Rochelle. So you
Uh-huh.
also do you train or coach athletes or adults or
I do. I have a media training for athletes program. And right now I have about seven WNBA players that I trained when they were in the 10th grade.
Mm,
They can speak in front of the camera. They know how, they know the etiquette when it comes to being interviewed because I taught them in the 10th, they played with my daughter.
yeah.
So, and I look at them on television right now, and to see them being interviewed, I'm just jumping up and down with joy because
Proud mom.
they know I am such a proud mom.
Yes.
Look, I'm everybody's godmother too. So,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, when I taught AAU students because this coach said, I think every single one of these players are going to be big. And she was
Mm,
right. And
okay.
so now they know the importance of how to introduce themselves to coaches, how they supposed to conduct themselves in a dinner meeting.
Yes.
Because now they take people out to eat for interviews. If
That's
you don't know table manners, if you don't know what I call fork eaters, you got nine pieces of silverware, but the only thing you use is a fork,
yes.
you know, I'm teaching them, okay, this is why they gave you this particular set of silverware. Here's how to use it. Here's what to do with it when you're finished. You
Hmm.
know, how to properly sit at the table, how to, when someone's talking, you eat, and when you eat, they talk, so that both of you are not trying to talk at the same time. You're talking with food in your mouth. So basically, I just give them, again, we go back to the life skills.
Yes.
Because it's not rocket science.
Mhm.
None of this is rocket science. I
That's
didn't
right.
create it. It's been around since the early 16, 1700s. In the United States, there are groups that I have been to the country clubs and I've been to all these, and I said, I see why we're not being taught because we're not invited to these
That's
functions.
right. We are
We're
not.
not invited there.
We are
I'm
not.
sitting there looking around like, oh my gosh.
We have to create our own spaces.
So that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
They're making sure that those children are taught
And prepared.
and prepared
Be
on
prepared. Yeah.
how to behave at the dinner table. And because they get to go to the country clubs, and I'm thinking, okay, well, why can't we? So I'm making sure that I teach them the highest form of formal dining.
Good. That's
And
great.
these children said they could not wait to go out to lunch, to go
Yeah.
out to dinner, because they know how to set a table. And I told each one, I think it was maybe 11 children with their moms. And I told each one of the little ones, I didn't care how young, I said, you set the table for Thanksgiving. You said you know where to put the glasses, the cups, the spoons, the bread plates, the salad plates, the coffee. You know how to do everything. I said,
Wonderful.
so from this day on, you set the table anytime you all have a function. And they were so excited. I'm going to do that, Miss Logan. And I told them, send me pictures. I want to see
Hmm.
that they're doing that.
Yeah,
And we have to pour into our children.
we do.
It's
We
not
do.
an option. It's not an option
It's not an
anymore.
option, and it's no one else's responsibility. It's our
That's
responsibility
right.
as
That's
parents
right.
and as the community to reach back and grab these babies
Yes.
and give
Yes.
them, as you said, the tools that they need to be successful, not just in life, but so that they can have the career and be confident to go after the things that they want. And the things that you are teaching is building that confidence, that
Yes.
self-esteem, that
Yes.
self-worth. They know
Yes.
then once they're going through, when they're going through this life skill training, I would say, or
Right.
coaching, whatever you're doing. It's preparing them to be good humans
Absolutely.
for the future,
Absolutely.
good future humans. But again, not again, but this does not only apply to children. What you're saying, it is for anybody.
Yes. It's for
Professional,
everybody. It's for everybody.
everybody. Yes, let's just change
Yes.
that for everybody. So,
Yes.
whether I'm an adult going to a business meeting, the same applies. Whether
Yes.
my daughter is going to a social event, the same applies. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, etiquette is necessary and it is for everybody, as you said.
Hmm. And
How long have
etiquette
you
is
been?
I'm sorry, but etiquette is more than just manners.
Oh, yeah,
Manners is the action part. Etiquette is the bigger picture because, like we said up front, they see you before they hear you.
that's right.
So that presence, when you walk into a room,
Mhm.
it's either going to be a negative or a positive because it's only 5 seconds that it takes for somebody to literally figure out, oh, I don't like the way she looks, or I don't like the way she walked in, or
Mhm.
something.
It's
It only
energy.
takes 5 to 7 seconds.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
energy.
So
Energy.
it 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 matters in both of our areas, your appearance and then your behavior.
Yeah. It goes hand in hand. There
It
is
goes
no
hand in hand.
separation. You can't
Right. That's
disconnect
right.
to one or the other. How long
Mhm.
have you been doing this, Rachel? Rochelle?
Since I had my daughter, actually, when I was growing up, I used to love setting the table at home. Because my mother had a set that she kept, that we weren't allowed to
Yes.
touch.
Yes.
I didn't know the proper order at that age. I didn't know there was a right or wrong order. I would just make sure that the cup and the plates and everything, because I just love doing that. And
Yeah.
then I started watching a lot of Martha Stewart because I just found it fascinating. I actually went to her show. I jumped on a train one morning, went to New York City, was the first one in line, got the first seat on her show. I actually got to talk to her, and I talked her into putting her stuff on a military bases
Oh, look at you.
because she had never thought about it. I said, well, I'm in the military, and I can say it now because I snuck away from the Pentagon. But but yeah, I asked her, I said, have you ever thought about putting your merchandise on the bases? And she was like, not really. The next thing you know, It's on the basis. So,
Okay.
but, and my daughter's 31 now. So it has been as long as she's been born when I officially started, because with her sleepovers, the children came in, they had to make the beds military style.
Oh, I'm sure.
They had to set the table. They had to sit properly at the table. And because when you go through Officer Candidate School, you go through what they call a knife and fork school, which just made me cringe because they were not teaching it correctly. So
Okay.
I almost interrupted the teacher to say, that's not right. But what they wanted to teach us was poise and posture, good poise, good posture, and more so protocol.
Yes.
And while we were in the military. But yeah, I would say when I started teaching athletes was when my daughter started playing basketball. So I created Are You Ready School of Media Training and Etiquette just
Okay.
for athletes. And at first that's all I did. And I would have teams, I would have individual players, they would come to me and say, hey, this young man is it's got potential to go far, but he can't answer a question. Because back then it was newspaper.
Yes.
We didn't have the internet. And
Simpler
either
times.
yes, yes. But the athletes, the reporters would come to them, and the next thing you know, they see an article and they say, I didn't say that. So I talked to the reporters. I said, well, what can I teach them to help your job better? Because they said we have to rewrite their stories
Mm,
because they can't put a sentence together. They
mm,
can dunk a ball, but they can't speak well. And
mm.
they had the little handheld recorders, and they would say, we didn't understand anything he was saying because he was mumbling, he wouldn't open his mouth.
Yes.
And I said, okay, now I'm teaching senior military officials and prepping them to go live in front of, the major networks, CNN,
Sure.
MSNBC, Fox News. So I'm thinking, okay, if I can teach them with their hard heads, I can teach young people
That's
how
right.
to do the same thing, go in front of a camera, speak well, learn how to write their own story
Okay.
instead of somebody writing it for them. So this has been over 30 years that I've literally been doing this.
Yeah. So needless to say, it's the passion. It's a
It is
passion.
absolutely. And I sort of knew when my daughter was playing basketball that everybody kept saying, you need to create a business, because I went to universities and taught whole teams. And I would go to churches and teach pastors. I have a class called Anxiety in the Pulpit, where I teach pastors how to about message delivery.
Okay.
I said, you don't preach, you deliver.
Okay.
And it went over so well. And then I had a daycare, 3 to 5 before preschool.
Hmm.
And I had them young people walking up to the class, holding the microphone, seeing who they were, s- teaching them etiquette, table
Yeah.
manners at 3 and 5 years old.
Yeah. That's where it
And
starts.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
teachers actually was asking the daycare owner, what are you doing to these children? They stand out so much amongst other
Wow.
3 year olds. They know how to stand in line and
Yeah.
behave, because
Yeah.
I knew those were the skills that they needed.
Yeah.
So I tailored it to that age group. And then I had a summer camp every year, 3 different groups, and they would look forward to me coming every year because they knew the more they learned, the more prepared they were going to be.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I teach everybody. My oldest student was 95,
Oh, and
and
still wanted to learn.
she was so funny. She said, but she remembered being taught as a little girl
Yeah.
about manners and things like that. So she was there with her great granddaughter,
Mm.
and it was just amazing that she sat there, and she didn't know about all of the placement of everything, the salad fork and all that, but you could tell that she had the poise and posture that she
Yes.
was taught all those years ago. She didn't
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah.
She didn't
And
forget.
I wrote something last week about my parents and how my mom would have us walk around the house with a book on our head.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
kind of knew why, but we really wasn't into it.
I
You
know.
know, And then
I
my
do that now.
yeah,
I do that with my students, and they're looking at me. And I said, if you make a drop, I'm gonna make you start over.
I'll start. Yeah, start over.
So,
Get back.
and especially when they're
Yeah.
sitting, I don't know what it is with slouching.
It
My
just it's
mom would come by and just pop us in the back of the head, sit
sit
up,
up, sit up.
because
Yeah,
they would give us these horrific stories. Your spine is going to be crooked like a C. And, but all that was osteoporosis or
that's
rheumatoid
right.
arthritis.
It had nothing to do with posture, but
Nothing, nothing.
yes,
But now I make my students, they sit with books on their heads if I see
mhm,
them slouching.
yeah,
And and but then they realize is now when they come in, I see them backs to the chairs, because they know
yeah.
I'm gonna put a book on their heads, and then I make the young ladies walk with it
Mhm.
because I don't know what's going on with our young ladies, and
We got to tackle them.
it hurts my heart.
Yeah,
And so I'm teaching as many as I can. I kid you not,
that's
I'm teaching as
wonderful.
many of them because they're not going to be in the situation that they're in their whole lives. So
That's right.
I explained what a circle was, and I explained to them that it can be broken. If you want to go to college, there is an opportunity. Well, nobody in my family ever went to college. Well, guess what? You can be the first.
Yeah, yeah,
You can be the first to be a news anchor. One little girl wants to be a news anchor. Okay, then let's go on that path.
yeah.
Young man wants to go into the military. Okay, fine. Then I'm trying to give them hope.
That
I'm,
they may
I'm
not get outside of in your
no,
presence. So
no,
yeah,
no.
they just need to know the way. They need
Yes,
to know the way, and etiquette, presence, posture,
yes,
poise, manners are all. It's the gateway to all of that.
that is.
Gateway
Because
to
it's
all
going
of
to
that.
impact you in no matter what you do,
Absolutely,
no matter
absolutely.
what job you have, you're going to have a personal presence. You're
Yeah.
going to have protocol awareness, etiquette awareness, manners awareness, because
Mhm.
we are being judged, we are being
Instantaneously.
looked at closer.
Yeah.
And I tell them that's fine. So you look your best and you act your best.
That's right. And then you have
That's
no
that's
worries.
that's right.
Stand in your
Exactly.
power because you do
That's
have
right.
power. You have to create
Absolutely.
that in a way that's going to
Absolutely.
be appealing to the others and not in a way that's going to be
Absolutely.
artificial,
Hmm.
but working on yourself from the inside out. And then
Hmm.
it's just going to be second nature. You're just showing up as who you are. Period.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So,
It's
and
been
I tell them these are skills that you have to always practice.
oh yeah.
When you're in a
Definitely.
situation, learn to say no, learn to walk away,
Yes. Yeah.
because you are in charge of your own destiny.
That's right.
And
That's
if
right.
somebody gives you something or make you do something, they may go on and be successful, but you can't because you made the wrong decision. And that's where discipline comes in.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Because
what a discipline. Yes.
some things can appear to be so um, appealing
Yeah. Oh,
and it's designed that way to where you just
can
can't
you say social media? Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. We don't even
That's
want to talk
it.
about that. We
I
don't
know.
want to talk about yeah.
I even have a class called social media etiquette that is part of the media training. And it's also part of the job interview skills. And I kid you not, I run into people that will tell me I'm okay until I have to be in front of people. And I'm thinking,
But
but
you're
then you're
always
not
in front of
okay.
people. No, you're not okay. And
Then
you're
you're not
always being
okay.
yeah, yeah. You're always in front of people and you're always being judged. You're just not aware or conscious of that because
Right.
you feel that the spotlight is not on you. But it
Oh,
is.
oh.
It always
In
is.
the
And
grocery
that's what you don't
store,
realize.
at the grocery store, anywhere.
Anywhere.
And I tell my students about when they go to the grocery store, I said, whatever you have on, pull your clothes up, button what needs to be buttoned, pull
Hmm.
that skirt down,
Do
and
your hair.
always act like you're a professional. So
That's
I
right.
taught them professional behavior at
Yeah,
8.
yeah.
And they're never going to forget it. She said, when I go to the grocery store, I just stand there and I
Hmm.
look around and I speak to people. And I told her, I said, you don't have to always say something. You can also give them a very friendly nod,
Yes.
and they just die
That's
laughing.
the
And
language too.
I and I have them practicing that in class. And I have them when they walk into a room. I said, don't worry about if people don't speak back. Don't
It's
worry about
okay.
it. It's okay. You
Yeah,
did what you were supposed to do.
that's right. And keep
I,
doing it.
and
Always
keep
do it.
doing it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
always do it. Yeah. This has been good, Rachelle. We are going to go, and don't get me for saying but we're going
Okay.
to go to
Look, I got my pen. I'm doing a tick mark right here
there you go.
counting.
Yeah. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be
Okay.
back.
All righty.
All right. You're not just building a career, you're building a reputation and that of your business. At People Power Consultancy, we coach ambitious professionals to refine their image and shape a personal brand that opens doors. Because the way you show up is your message. If you're tired of blending in, second guessing your presence, or feeling unseen, this is your moment to stand out with purpose and polish. Visit peoplepowerconsultancy.com to start your transformation. Your next level has a look. Let's define it. Okay. When we were talking before break, a story came to mind that we've had similar situations, but a story came to mind when you were at a restaurant and a young lady came in for that what we felt you felt was an interview. Can you talk?
Yes.
Do you recall what I'm?
Oh, absolutely. I was actually in etiquette school getting my certification and down in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was protocol, um, American School of Protocol is where I got my etiquette
Okay.
certification. And where we would have most of our classes was in the country club,
Mm,
a very exclusive country club in Atlanta.
yeah.
And 3 levels of security. I thought I was going in the Pentagon again, to
Oh my
tell you the
goodness.
truth. But while we were there, I think it was 10 of us in the class. So we would go in. Our teacher, she was just, we call her Hilda because she was so strict about our presence in this country club because it was her reputation on the
Yeah,
line.
that's right.
So
Yeah.
she would look us down, almost doing an inspection on us to make sure, okay, you're good, pull our skirt down. Yeah, we're grown people, but she was older than us and had been doing this over 30 something years. So we're sitting there and a young lady walks in, beautiful young lady, African American lady, and hair, everything. Just your first look at her, you think, wow, she's beautiful from the neck up.
Yes.
What she had on was this beautiful gray suit, very tight. She was very, I'll say, shapely. And as she walked past us, really no one paid attention to her. I did.
Yes. I'm a
And
people watcher too.
when I got behind, when she walked past, I could see that they were, what you call the lines down the stockings?
The tag. Oh, fish.
Fishnet. Yeah, she had a line all the way down the back because the skirt was so
Oh,
short.
yeah, piping. Yeah, but yeah.
I know they had to be at least 5 to 6 inch pumps,
No, no.
nails out the yin yang, eyelashes, the whole works. But she was very attractive. She sat down. There was a gentleman there, a Caucasian gentleman that was already there. And I'm thinking, it's about 10 minutes past 9. So girlfriend is late already. Because they kind of subtly just, so I'm thinking, okay. Now he put his napkin in his lap. She did not. He
Follow
picked
the
up.
lead.
That told me right there. As soon as she didn't put her napkin in, I said, "Oh my gosh!"
This is good.
So, and then my instructor kept watching me, and she said, "Rochelle, leave her alone." I said, "Okay." I wanted so badly that she said she's being
Let's
interviewed
grab her.
because
Yeah.
it was some kind of law firm that had their own country club. So I'm assuming she's probably a graduate, and she had a briefcase. She, instead of her sitting in front of him, she sat to the left of him. And I'm thinking, because it was forced,
Another.
and that was
Yeah.
another. And I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I wanted to run over there so badly.
Can I talk to you for a second?
I
Yeah.
know, just give me
Yeah.
give me 2 minutes with
Just
her.
2 minutes.
So
Yeah.
then she's sitting there and she crossed the legs
And
towards him. And I'm thinking, girl, I almost passed out. I did. I so much wanted to go over there and say, young lady, put your both feet
hopefully,
on the floor, close your knees.
and
He
there
is
it is.
not interested. I'm thinking he is not interested. He
No.
could have been, but I'm thinking Not at
This is
this
not,
moment.
yeah, this is not the place or the time.
Now the setting was already set.
Yeah.
She picked up
Mm,
only the fork. He is using continental style dining because my teacher had taught everybody in there. So that's how come he knew exactly what to do. He's sitting
okay.
there, napkin in lap, using continental style dining. Only utensil she used was her fork the entire meal. I wanted to run over there and just pick up, just hold it in your hand, act like you know
Yeah,
what this.
like you know. And
He
and
was, I'm sorry, but he was watching her because if she's going to go out and represent this law firm, she needs
yeah,
table manners. She needs
yes,
table manners.
absolutely.
And with the fork, I saw this one time. I swear, I've
Yeah,
never wanted to run over there and just to give me just a couple minutes with her.
powerful.
Big,
And
she
just,
blew it.
yeah, she blew it. She
She
blew it.
blew it.
And just a simple rule: if you don't know, follow the lead. Follow the person that you're
I
sitting with.
know. I
That's
so
people
much.
don't know that. They
Yeah.
don't know that.
And
Yeah.
like I said, the suit was, you could tell the suit was new. The shoes looked like they were new, but the black line down the back of, this skirt was mid thigh.
She could have used both of us in that moment.
Honey, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You would have just, I mean, and I felt horrible because
Yeah.
she sounded educated because I was listening, and her resume on paper was absolutely stunning. He even said your resume is impressive, very impressive. But
But
he couldn't get past that
yeah,
first initial appearance.
that first
But you don't
impression,
get that first impression, you don't get a do-over with that.
you don't. It's rapid.
And
It's
I
rapid.
I tried to, I couldn't even eat. I couldn't even listen to my
Yeah.
instructor because I so much wanted to go and just say, could you just give me 2 minutes with
Yeah.
her?
And
And
here's
I
the
would,
thing.
yeah,
Here's the thing. She blew that opportunity, and I'm sure she had another interview. And if she went in the same way, she blew another opportunity, perhaps,
he got
because,
up and left her. He got up first and left her there.
oh my goodness, no
And I
walk out
mean,
together or,
I wanted to go over and give her a hug. I wanted to just say,
mm,
no one taught you, but you need to find somebody that will help you. Just because you're pretty and got a new mini skirt, that's not going to get you in a
sounds
firm
good.
like this. It's not
Yes.
going to get her in a firm like that.
No,
As soon as she walked in, he looked at her, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I
no.
wasn't so much looking at her. I was looking at how he was looking at her.
His reaction, yeah. And that
His
just goes back
reaction.
to, yeah, refining our presence in
Yes.
everything, not just
Yes.
the etiquette components of it, but again, our image in totality. And there's
Yes.
so much help out here that can help,
I know.
you know,
Well, but a lot of times people don't know you and I exist.
very
And
true.
that's what we need to change, is that there is help out there.
Hmm.
And we're not in it to break somebody. We're in
No,
it to help them.
no.
By the time we get, I mean, but just like I tell people, if you go someplace and get your hair done, don't you think that they deserve to be paid?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people think all you're doing is giving me advice.
I'm giving
Okay,
you
but I'm giving you professional advice.
professional advice,
That's that.
expert advice.
Yes,
And we
that
had
I
to,
went to school for. I went to school to this
yes,
is my
and we had
job.
to invest in ourselves.
Exactly,
So,
exactly. I said you go pay $200-300 to get your hair done, but you don't want to pay $25 for me to train you.
right. And
I-
$25. I mean, though it's not $25, but still, whatever
Right,
it is,
right, right.
it's a
I'm
life,
like,
an
your
investment.
the eyelashes cost more than my class,
They sure do. They
and
sure do.
I love that we are paying attention to our appearance more.
Yeah.
I
Really
love that we're,
important.
doing the hair and all that. And I mean, I see some beautiful, beautiful young women out there.
Yeah, I agree.
But as soon as they start talking,
All of that goes out the window.
it goes out the window. And that's why I tell people they see you before they hear you.
They
You
do
need to be prepared in both categories.
in both
You have to
categories. Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
because just like that young lady, she blew it.
Hmm.
I mean, but she blew it on the appearance side because
That's right.
everybody in there just turned and looked at her.
She didn't even look like she should have been there, probably. Unfortunately.
Oh. And I
Unfortunately.
mean, I always think about her and I'm thinking, okay, did I hope they even told her why. Most of the time, they don't even tell you
They won't
why.
even tell you why. And so she
And
doesn't know.
she doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
And my instructor kept saying, I said, I just want to talk to her. I kept, and this was back in 2017, 2018. And I was
Hmm.
like, just please let me talk to her. And she said, Rachelle, that's not what you're here for. And I'm thinking, that's easy for you to say. But how many of us even get that far in the interview
That's
process?
right. That's right. And you want to nail it. You want to be
I
prepared in just in every way.
That
You want to be
stuck with me.
prepared.
Those fishnet stockings stuck with me. And so now I when the little girls came for my speaking class, they were in dresses and I was so happy.
I
I
love
didn't
it.
tell the mothers how to dress them, but they said, well, we kind of figured we wanted them to feel like, what they were learning.
Yes.
And I taught them how to sit properly. Even the adults didn't even know how to sit properly.
They
And they just
don't.
looked at me like, I
They
said,
don't.
well, guys, we're formal everything. I said, treat everything like it's a formal occasion.
Yeah.
And
And
in
then the
that
way
way,
you show up.
yeah,
Here's
absolutely.
Rochelle, the way you show up, that right there is guidance. You're leading by example. So they're taking
Yes,
cues from you.
yes.
They call you
And
Lady
now,
Rochelle.
now when I go, yes, yes. And when I go to church, a lot of my students, young people from church come. And Sunday after church, I'm leaving. All I hear is, Lady Rochelle, hi. And then they stand there and they turn around and let me see. And
Oh,
the
that's
mother said,
beautiful. That's
she said,
beautiful.
oh my God, she said, she talks about you day in. And she reminds me, Mom, don't chew, talk with food in your mouth. And she said she's on her all the time. And she told her, we are not leaving until I find her. And I'm getting hugs from all over the place. Even the young men are coming and and they're greeting me properly. I tell them, don't come up to me saying hey and
No.
none of that. I don't want to hear how you doing. No, no, no. I make them use proper words.
Yeah.
And
Enunciation.
yes, I even have to teach them how to interrupt because if they see people talking, I always say, wait for one of them to pause when they're
Us.
talking before you yell, Mom, Mom, because they know I'll look at them and they're, oh, I'm sorry. I'll wait
Yeah.
because that's going to go later in life when they're in a business meeting, when they're president of the United States or something that not like right now, but they
Yeah.
have to learn they have to learn protocol. And that's all
Right.
that is.
It
And
is.
protocol is a roadmap for how you behave in certain situations.
Yes.
And it's so important to know you don't start eating until the head of the table starts eating. I mean, things like that is
Mhm.
what I'm trying to teach these young people now.
Yeah. Simple things that we know because we've been trained and we've been,
Yes,
doing it
yes,
for X amount of years or what have you.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
yeah, we've given some great advice. You've given some great insights on etiquette and how one should
Mhm.
behave. Is there something specific that you could give to someone? Because we have a lot of, well, not a lot, but we have career individuals, people that are on
Absolutely.
a career path. Is there something that you could give to someone that might be listening and needing some help in the area of business etiquette? I know that,
Mhm.
as I said, etiquette is etiquette, and business etiquette have a different twist than social
Yes, it
etiquette.
does. Yes, it does.
So there are different spectrums of etiquette. What could you give someone listening here that may not know how to impart different skills in their studies? They may even email etiquette. It's so
Mhm.
important that we know how to email. The reply all
Exactly.
not apply to reply all,
Uh,
those
my
type of
my first bit of advice would be to tell them to get my book,
yes, what is your book?
Mannerisms, Manners for Today's Changing World. Is on Amazon, and you can go to my website, which I'll give you. But in that book, my daughter, who is a professional, she worked with the government for a while, and then she moved down here, and she helped me write the book from proper things to put in your resume, how to go and do a proper interview. Once you get to work, we put office etiquette, we
Yeah.
put speaking etiquette, we put presentation etiquette in this one book. But what I would tell people to do, especially if they are already working, look at why you're there. Do you want to get promoted?
Mhm.
Find out what is it going to take to get you to the next level. Look at the people in those higher positions and say, okay, what did they do to get where they are?
Okay.
Did they change their attire? Did they change the way they speak? Did they change how they lead? They need to look at people in the positions that they want to be in. Dress to impress every single day. I don't care if it's jeans day. Be professional. Look
That-
fabulous all the time.
Yes.
Have a
Yes.
positive attitude because nobody really likes to work. You and I do because we do what we love.
Yes.
But if you're working to pay the bills and to take advantage of it, take some classes on the side, keep bettering yourself, keep striving for something higher,
Yes.
learn entrepreneurship on the side, start a little business. We have that for our children, we have that for my students. Learn a trade of something that brings you joy.
Yes.
Because if it's not that job, if it's not that particular area you're working in and you're just miserable every day, find something to add joy into it.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree because who wants to go to work just to go to work? You
yeah,
want to have joy and be
yes,
excited. If we get
exactly.
excited about going to work, there are many people out here that get up every day and they are excited to go to work because they're in love with
Absolutely.
what they do.
And
So,
if it's not the job, if the job is giving you the finances that you need, great and dandy. Find
mhm.
something else to bring that joy when you get
Yes,
home. Um,
agreed.
things with your children or with your spouse, find that area because you can't go 24 hours a day being miserable.
Yeah. Oh, there's no way.
And
It's,
it's not healthy either. It's
yeah,
not healthy for you. So
it impacts our
find,
attitude.
yeah, yeah. And,
It does.
a lady does that. She makes necklaces. I made this one. That's her joy every day when she gets off work and she makes
Okay.
all kind of creative things. I went to her class. And I said, I love doing this. And it's
Mm,
something so simple
it
than
is.
stringing beads and putting the hooks and snaps on it. But I felt so good. And I went to candle making classes. So now I can make my own candles.
Yeah.
I've gone to, the sipping artwork things, just paint, find things that brings you joy. I even took a
Yeah.
calligraphy class because I teach my students how to write thank you notes,
Thank
how
you.
to how to write their names in
Yeah.
cursive
Yes.
because they
That's
need
a
a signature.
feedback.
They
Yes.
need a signature.
You
So
need
we go
signature.
over all of that in my classes because I want them to be prepared for areas that they don't even see coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to
They didn't
think,
know it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell people how to get a hold of me if they want my services. My website is RachelleLoganMedia.com.
And it's there on the
And
screen.
okay, and then my TikTok that my daughter is Lady Rachelle 61.
Okay.
And just teaching children how to eat soup and how to sit properly. It brings joy to me.
Oh
It
yeah.
brings joy to me. So, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate you having me here. And we're gonna have to get together again because
You know,
we probably need to do like a seminar or something because we both bring to the table what people need. We
that's
really
right.
do. So we
What makes the world good?
absolutely,
Makes the
absolutely,
world good. Well,
and
it has,
keep us in line and keep us prepared.
yes. Yes, yeah. So again, it's been a pleasure having you here. I'm so
Thank
glad that
you.
you have given myself and the listeners great information, and
Thank
I
you.
know that they can take something away from this conversation that they can apply
Yes.
to their
Yes.
lives and even their children's lives. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and you've given your information as to how you can be reached, and how others can connect with you. So thanks for that. And my name, of course, is Jenny Dewberry, and I'm the founder of People Power Consultancy. And if you want to connect with me and learn more about what I do, you can reach me, you can follow me on LinkedIn, Jenny Dewberry. IG is Jenny D _ People Power. And then my website is peoplepowerconsultancy.com. I also have a guide. So if anyone that's looking for just a quick something to help them get through their day, their career, prepare for their day, then I do have a guide here that you can go to my website and get Why Image Matters, Why You Should Care by myself. It gives you practical tips that you can use daily, actionable tips that you can take with you and prepare for your day and your life's journey, so to speak. Again, thanks for having me. Thanks for being here and
Oh,
listening.
thank you. Thank you so much. It was
All right.
great.
Thank you so much.
All righty. Take care.
Take care. Thanks for tuning in to the Image Connection Show. We truly appreciate you being here. We hope you'll join us again. And don't keep it to yourself. Invite a friend to tune in too. If you're ready for more insightful tips, tools, and strategies to help you enhance your image, brand, and help you on your entrepreneurial journey, this is where you want to be. Until next time, keep showing up with purpose, presence, and power. I'll see you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Take care.